Something that I wish I figured out earlier is that while guitar solos are great, it's everything else that we do that makes the real difference. If you're anything like me, when you first started playing, you wanted to be like AC/DC's Angus Young, because hey, what's cooler than duck walking across the stage, ripping a guitar solo while dressed in a schoolboy outfit that's 2 sizes too small? And when I say it out loud, it sounds kind of strange, but if you're a guitar player, chances are you've seen that and thought it's pretty awesome. But the thing is, the more time I've spent in music, the more that I've come to realize that the true genius of AC/DC lies in the brother who happily stood outside the spotlight. Malcolm Young, an impossible to replicate master that every guitar player can learn something from. Initially, I know I was totally drawn to the limelight, the guitar solo, the big, triumphant moment when all eyes would be on me and I get to show the world what I'm made out of. And don't get me wrong, I still love a good guitar solo, but I think we all get to a point where we realize that the leads are actually among the least important things that we do, and the real magic lies within the rhythm. I mean, look no further than one of the greatest rock and roll guitar albums of all time, AC/DC's Highway to Hell. And as you can see, quite a small fraction of this album is actually guitar solos. It's everything else that really matters. See, I'm a firm believer in the idea that the purpose of a song is not to impress. It's to create a feeling and attachment with the listener. And as a guitarist, the biggest thing that we can do in creating that feeling, in supporting the song, is the simple stuff that we do in the rhythm section. I got something I want to show you. In this video, Malcolm is going to jam out on one simple chord, but man, does it ever sound good. Take a listen. Man, it's one power chord, the rhythm's not hard, but I can't get it sounding like Malcolm, and I'll tell you why. It's his sense of groove. And groove is one of those kind of ambiguous musical terms. We all intrinsically know what it is, but it's pretty hard to define, though some have certainly tried. Groove, a cognitive temporal phenomenon emerging from one or more carefully aligned concurrent rhythmic patterns. At least this is how one scientist defined it. I think of it as that primal characteristic in music that makes you want to move your body to it. From the non-musician to the veteran, from an infant to an adult, everybody just knows when the music is grooving. Let's take another listen. This time, Malcolm is playing with the rest of the rhythm section. And it's not just the fact that the rhythm section is locked into one steady pulse, it's the fact that they move and swing together as this one sturdy rock and roll unit. And the sense of groove, I don't want to say that some are born with it, some are not, but everybody feels it differently, and some people have an easier time accessing it than others. But if you spend as much time as Malcolm did fulfilling this role with the same group of guys, you're gonna get to a level that few do. But there are ways that every guitar player can up their rhythm game, which is why I'm happy to announce that my new course, Into the Rhythm, is open for enrollment. In this course, we look at a number of ways that you can take your rhythm guitar playing up to the next level, incorporating bass lines, finger picking, Hendrix-style rhythm, making sure that your groove is intact, making the best chord choices, thinking of rhythm as a band, and much, much more. I think this is the most important course that I've ever made. By implementing this stuff, everyone will love playing with you. And throughout the duration of this course, I'll be doing a number of live streams to address your specific questions and discuss anything that you guys want to. Once you've joined, you get lifetime access. There's no prerequisites, and I'm telling you, this stuff is valuable to every guitar player. Enrollment is open now, and it closes on May 13th. Get in while you can, and use the link in my description to save $30 off tuition, or head over to samuraiguitartheory.com to learn more. This is going to be a ton of fun. I'm telling you, everyone who takes this is going to walk away with upgraded rhythm guitar skills. I hope to see you there. I don't think anyone truly appreciates the genius of Malcolm Young as much as his brother, and I don't blame him. If I had a guitarist like Malcolm to play with every day, I would honestly be one of the happiest musicians on the planet. Here's a paraphrase quote from Angus. "Sometimes I look at Malcolm while he's playing and I'm completely awestruck by the sheer power of it. He's doing something much more unique than what I do with that raw and natural sound of his. People like Malcolm, they're doing something better than the rest of us. For me, it's the rhythm thing that's way more impressive and important to a band." And of course, he's so right. You know when you hear a cover band and it's never quite the same as the original? It's because of the feel. Every time it's the feel. And I could happily talk about groove all day long, but there's still so much more to Malcolm's playing. Take a listen to this isolated Malcolm track from Shoot to Thrill. Not only is the rhythm perfectly dialed in to the point where you could set the world clock to it, but everything is just so tight. The attack is like a ravenous bear feasting on music, no hesitation, crystal clear confidence. But equally important are the cutoffs. Take a look at the waveform. In the first little bit here, we have short staccato chords. Then he lets the chords bleed into each other a bit, and then they ring out. The variety in the rhythm keeps things interesting, and it keeps it moving forward. And by all accounts, all these parts that are so important to the AC/DC sound were intricately arranged by Malcolm. The dynamics, the touch, the feel, the sound. Oh, it's so good. And even though this video has very much become an unashamed love letter to Malcolm Young, the rhythm guitar role in AC/DC is a two-man unit. Angus and Malcolm working together to create something greater than the sum of their parts. To illustrate how the brothers beautifully interweave, let me play you both rhythm parts to Gone Shootin'. And you gotta love how those two parts work together. Neither is especially complicated, but you intertwine them and they suddenly just sound so powerful. And I guess we also have to talk about this Malcolm Young style tone that I've been trying to capture here. Malcolm's signature guitar, which was nicknamed the Beast, it was a 1963 Gretsch Jet Firebird that he got from his brother. To recreate that on a budget, I've got a Gretsch Electromatic Jet double cut, restrung with big, fat, old 12-gauge D'Addario strings. Amp-wise, Malcolm would use a Marshall Super Bass, but again, to get there without breaking the bank account, I've got the J-Rocket 45 caliber overdrive doing the bulk of the work. The amp that I'm plugged into is a Rev D20 on the clean setting, but really, these two things are where I'm getting most of my tone from. All these things are available through my favorite online music distributor, Sweetwater, but on top of that, thanks to Sweetwater, we're giving away the guitar and the pedal to one of you guys. To join the giveaway, it's completely free. All you gotta do is fill out the link that's in the description. The sound is iconic, and the secret to capturing the tone is as follows. A, keep the overdrive in check. If you use too much, you lose the subtleties and the rhythm, and keeping it dialed down also allows the other instruments to come through. B, bridge pickup. Only, my friend. Malcolm actually removed the other two pickups on his guitar because that's the only one you need for what he's doing. C, keep it simple. The only other effect you might need is a sliver of reverb. And D, thick strings, thick pick, play it hard, play it confident. Here's my best attempt at recreating a Malcolm part with a Malcolm style tone. And the last thing that I'm going to mention in this video is that besides being a great rhythm guitar player, Malcolm was also an incredible writer. All but 2 AC/DC songs were co-written by him, and those 2 songs that he didn't write were covers. That's a huge swath of music that makes up a big part of the backbone of rock and roll. And even beyond the stuff that Malcolm played on, his influence can be heard in metal and rock ever since AC/DC hit the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, the hidden genius, Malcolm Young, a guitar player that we can all learn something from. Remember, my new course, Into the Rhythm, is now open for enrollment and closes in a couple weeks, so get in while you still can and use the link in the description to save $30 off tuition. I'll also let you know that we're clearing everything out of my merch store and making room for some new stuff, so if you want to pick up any of the old designs, like the pixelated guitar playing samurai, get that while you still can. You can find that over at shopsamuraiguitarist.com. Thank you all for watching. If there's a guitar player that you think I should make a video like this on, let me know in the comments. Until next time, look after yourselves, look after each other, look after the planet. I'm Samurai Guitarist, and I'll see you again soon.